Oh, the brutality that occurs sometimes in live radio. You have to love it. It's the lunch hour. Mr. Credit here, ESPN 1700. Crazy stuff going on. How about the most pathetic NFL football game in history? I hope you didn't catch that last night. If you didn't, we've got a hilarious rant to play you later. We got people tweeting about how God kept them from performing on the football field. Going to tell you about that as well. Also, the government is doing some stuff that it even makes me sick. And I didn't think I could get sick anymore from hearing about this stuff, as it just gets crazier and crazier every day.
Yeah!
However, you know I'll bring you the truth.
I want the truth!
I know you do. And I'm going to bring it to you here. We're going to do everything we can to keep you from making mistakes. No! And help you live a better life.
Yahoo!
In the studio today, co-hosting with me, Craig Sewing with the Craig Sewing Group. What's up, my man?
What's going on?
All right. So,
I unfortunately did catch that football game last night.
how about the most pathetic football game in the history of the NFL on Monday Night Football? You know, how could it have been worse? Maybe it could have been 0-0. Maybe maybe it would have been 50-0. Maybe that's worse. I don't know. But how about this? Neither quarterback completed 50% of their passes against pathetic defenses. Only Troy Smith threw for a touchdown.
San Fran's run game looked pretty good.
San Francisco.
Then again, they were running against the high school defense called the Arizona Cardinals. But
Well, San Francisco ran for like 250, 260 yards. So they were running the ball all over. But it's quarterback by committee. Westbrook got most of the carries, 23 attempts for
he looked
136
solid.
yards.
He looked really solid.
Westbrook did look good. It's the first time he's rushed for over 100 yards, though, since 2008. So not exactly, been consistent. But, he's running all over the Arizona Cardinals. There's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned as a Rams fan.
What do you think of them actually determining the Monday night game like 2 weeks before that week? So, in other words, you're going up, you're looking 2 weeks ahead, and you see it's going to be the Cardinals and San Francisco. Why not flip-flop it with a different game?
It's too hard. They're paying money. They're paying money to these teams to have these games. Things are scheduled.
Here's another one. Why at the beginning of the year would you look at the Cardinals? I guess that would maybe sound okay at the beginning of this year. Cardinals, 49ers,
they're in the same division. They're thinking, all right, these are probably the two best teams in the division. No one knew that Derek Anderson would shoot himself in the foot twice.
In the face.
Once during the game and then once after the game. Wait until you hear this rant that we're going to play here in a little bit. But just, it's sad to me to see a product as good as the NFL has and to see it be just awful.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, I just couldn't even watch it. It's like
it's at one point during the game you started to feel bad for the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, that was absolutely pathetic, their attempts to throw the ball downfield. I mean, they were nowhere close.
No touchdowns, one interception for Derek Anderson, 2 field goals. I've just never seen anything this bad before. 8 total first downs is horrible. Third down efficiency, 2 for 11. Ugh. I mean, just didn't do anything right. And, we could sit here and we can beat them up. It's easy to beat up a team like this, but they're playing the 49ers. I mean, imagine what happens to the Arizona Cardinals the rest of the year. I mean, they've got a couple of tough games in there. Good luck, man. I tell you what, in a sport where there's a salary cap and where teams should be relatively on the same page year after year, we are not getting that in what we saw last night at all. There's got to be decisions that need to be made. And keep in mind, the Cardinals were in the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago.
Right.
Of course, that was with Kurt Warner, who is the man. He does dance with the stars, but
never rub another man's rhubarb.
He is the man.
I'm Rick James.
No one can ever say anything bad about Kurt Warner. I don't care what would have happened on Dancing with the Stars. He is the man, and that will always be the case. And I did a quarterback comparison between Kurt Warner and Brett Favre on this show, and Warner's numbers are better than Favre's across the board. Period. On everything.
Really?
Yep.
Per capita?
Per game.
Because Favre has probably played twice as many games as him.
He has almost 2.5 times as many games because Warner was...
Yeah, per capita, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I mean, Warner led the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, greatest show on turf. Well, let's get to some stuff that's really important here. I got so much to get to today. First of all, man, we don't even have time to get into the government yet. But there's obviously an opportunity right now I want you to speak to really quickly about all these things that are happening, the quantitative easing, the money that's flowing from the government, they're giving away money. It's really our money that they're giving away. They have such a huge deficit. But what is the opportunity that that's creating for homeowners out there right now?
Well, the easy answer is refinancing. There's so many different things that you can do in a refinance, from saving money monthly. A lot of people are shaving years off their mortgage, which is always going to create substantial savings. If you are talking to me this week, and any clients that we're working with, I'm actually floating interest rates. Rates have been pummeled over the last week or so because of the quantitative easing, because of fears of inflation. I personally think they're going to recover. Mm-hmm. So I think that anybody out there, if you're already in the game, if you're already working with someone on refinancing, you should be floating. If they're giving you words like we're locked, we're closing next week, you've probably mistimed your lock, and you could do something a little bit better if you waited or even started the process over. If you haven't got into it, if it's the end of the year because it's Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, Hanukkah, other holidays coming up, New Year's, and you think, well, I'll put it off until the beginning of the year, you shouldn't do that. Because interest rates do not wait around for us. While I do think they're going to recover from their current levels, at any notion of better employment numbers or inflation numbers, mortgage rates could easily go up. So right now what we're seeing is pretty much the best opportunity of anybody in this lifetime to refinance your mortgage. How you do it is really depends on your short and long-term goals. You might want to pay off debt. You might want to pull equity out, do home improvements. You might just want to lower your rate, save money monthly. Pretty much anyone who calls has opportunities to improve, unless you're not qualified because you have credit issues or you're short selling or you've been through a short sale, in which case there's solutions for you as well, and we always want to give advice there too.
Yeah, that's Craig Sewing Group here in Mission Valley, the only mortgage real estate finance lender that I would recommend to anybody. I've known Craig for a dozen years. I guarantee you'll be happy working with him. But a 5 or 10 minute phone call right now is see how much money you can save. We said, hey, there might be credit issues. This is Mr. Credit, ESPN 1700. But, there could be reasons that someone wouldn't qualify, but that's something that shouldn't deter anyone from calling.
Right.
888-880-9500. 888-880-9500. See how much money you can save with the opportunity that's being presented right now if you own a home. Or if it's the case that you want to own a home in the next year or two, you might find that looking now could save you a ton of money down the road. 888-880-9500 to see how much money you can save on your mortgage right now. Don't send any extra money to the banks. It's just too tough out there right now to be sending extra money to the already rich bankers who are already laughing at us all day long. 888-880-9500. When we come back, we're going to give you Stevie Johnson's tweet, which you won't believe, and the Derek Anderson clip, or I would say rant. When we come back, Mr. Credit, ESPN 1700.
These streets will make you feel brand new. Here in New York, New York.
I'm seeing a lot of folks in my practice, people come in, the minimum payments that they're making on their credit cards, it's sometimes $800, $900 a month just for unsecured debt credit cards.
Cards.
Because of what you're saying, they're just raising the interest rates. So, and my clients are just incredulous. They're saying, I've been a loyal consumer. I paid for 10 years, never missed a payment. I made the minimum payments, and yet they're still raising the interest rates, and probably because of the new credit card regulations.
Well,
they need to make money somewhere. They have an expensive lifestyle, lots of mansions, Learjets.
Oh, sure, yeah, the private planes with the expensive scotch. They laugh at all of us guys down here paying the bills for them. Yeah. That's how it goes. We have to understand that within the Card Act, there was a big loophole there. And that loophole in the Card Act was that if you just make the minimum payment, then whatever principal portion of that there is, which is probably a teeny tiny little bit of that payment, but of that principal, it gets applied to the lowest interest portion of your balance first if you just make the minimum payment. If you have credit card debt and you can only afford to make the minimum payments, you have to start looking and becoming educated about your Chapter 7 bankruptcy options. Anytime there's a problem, there's always a solution. Doesn't matter what the problem is that you have, there's always a solution. And a lot of times, you can use Chapter 7 bankruptcy to your advantage. I'm going to suggest you do one thing. Make a simple phone call to William McDonald's office. It's 858-437-0103. You can schedule an appointment when it's convenient for you. Find out what your options are. You're not going in there to file for bankruptcy. That's not the way it works. You go in, you become educated, and you see, hey, does this make sense for me financially, me and my family? Are we going to benefit from this significantly, and should we do it? 858-437-0103. 858-437-0103 to get your free consultation with William McDonald. Just tell him Mr. Credit sent you.
This is Lisa with the McDonald Legal Group. We are a debt relief agency. We help people file for bankruptcy relief under the Bankruptcy Code.
Well, you bought her a car, you bought the house, you even bought her that rock. Oh, but now you'll call 1-800-DIVORCE, so she won't clean your clock.
Hey man, if you're facing a divorce, custody, or child support issue, don't go it alone. You need the professionals at 1-800-DIVORCE to help protect your rights.
This is Rick Jones of the law firm Goldberg & Jones. Selecting the right attorney for your divorce is one of the most important decisions a man can make. Even though your case may last only a few months, the impact lasts a lifetime. Our firm represents husbands and fathers in divorce, custody, and child support cases.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Get your phone questions answered at no charge. That's 1-800-DIVORCE, serving the entire greater San Diego area.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE.
Are you or someone you know stuck in a vicious cycle of payday loans? Hi, this is William McDonald. If you're relying on payday loans to pay your bills, you're probably a good candidate for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy protection under Chapter 7 gives you a fresh financial start by allowing you to eliminate all of your credit card debt, collections, medical bills, repossessed vehicles, along with other unsecured debts. Call me today at 858-437-0103 and take control of your financial future today. Again, my number is 858-437-0103. Get off the debt treadmill today and call. Again, my number is 858-437-0103.
XEPN News 700 AM Tekatek Batalikan.
Your home for the college football bowl season and the BCS. ESPN Radio 1700.
You know, I've worked with plenty of different mortgage companies in San Diego, and while there are some who do a great job, there is only one that I can say is truly the best in the business. The Craig Sewing Lending Group provides an experience and expertise in real estate financing that is absolutely second to none. I've known Craig for a dozen years, and I know you would be satisfied working with him. Call 888-880-9500. That's 888-880-9500, or go to craigsewing.com if you're interested in buying real estate in Southern California. It's also worth considering the terms on your loan if you already own property. Rates are at levels that just absolutely boggle the mind right now, and chances are you could save some easy money here. Call Craig Sewing today, 888-880-9500, and tell him Mr. Credit sent you. That's 888-880-9500, or online at craigsewing.com.
Are you considering calling one of those companies who says they can get you out of debt? Hi, this is Lisa with the McDonald Legal Group, and I've been helping people in San Diego become debt-free for over 15 years. Listen, most companies that promise to reduce your debt are simply giving out bad advice. The truth is, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a better solution in most cases. It's cheaper, faster, and can actually improve your credit score instead of crushing it for years to come. Call us today before you make a costly mistake. 858-437-0103. That's 858-437-0103. What those companies don't tell you is that debt settlement has a 98.6% failure rate. Beat the odds and choose the better option for your wallet and your credit score. Call my office right now for your free consultation with William McDonald. 858-437-0103. That's 858-437-0103. We are a debt relief agency. We help people file for bankruptcy relief under the Bankruptcy Code.
Welcome back to Mr. Credit with local expert Derek Evans.
Welcome back, Mr. Credit, ESPN 1700. It's the lunch hour. Doing our best to have some fun here on a day when I think we're all having a little rain cloud. A little rain cloud today. Doing our best to make the most of it. We have to. We have to, because you only get one shot at this thing called life.
What are you doing?
Make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah!